following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Of course! Of course!
And then I suppose we
Bad
hit
boys?
to Spectra's.
That's
Bivens!
Oh,
we
yeah,
hit to
of course.
Bivens' place.
Oosa. And then you all drive to Beaven's place and you park outside the Beaven place.
And you know where to take the freight elevator to get up.
You're all dressed as superheroes, right?
Probably not.
Ah, now I get to roll for association with that car. Fuck you old people. I mean, good.
Shut up! Jeopardy's on!
Knock, knock, knock.
Oh, hi everybody, you're here.
Obviously they are.
There will be piles of books fucking everywhere. It's just like that.
Oh, wow, no, that's not flying! Oh,
Moby
no!
Dick and Treasure Island are just banging out.
There's also no! Oh, God! There's pages they got pages in their other pages.
Don't sit in that chair.
Oh, I
Oh,
know.
there goes an appendices.
Don't.
I know. I've been here before.
I don't know. I just tell everyone that now.
That's like super taboo, but I'm not thinking about it. You're supposed to pass on, you know.
A book flies across the room and hits you square in the face.
We don't talk about...
The book has a small regard for silent things.
Intentional, she picked that one out special.
Hello? I just say to the chair.
It's over there now.
I set most of them out on the table here, and it's just... Okay, a quick review of all of the things I've discovered about specifically Jin of the time. And the king, Hamura Mazda, and what happened to him in his specific case. Firstly, if you decide that you want to fight the Jin, push us like a stack of books over, they're apparently vulnerable to iron, like Fae and a lot of other magical creatures, so iron weapons good. In the Hamura Mazda case, she is very tired. Dark circles under the eyes. In the Hamura Mazda case, there's a lot of confliction in the stories there, where sometimes a lot of the outside things call him a god, but the specific writings detailed from himself and people that have actually seen his court related to him to a king. That's a very important distinction, because it means he wasn't controlling a god, a Jin with the power of a god. He was merely a king, and viewed himself as such. There was in his court, he made the mistake of commanding the Jin to do something to show his people some wonders, and it turned into a horror. People were turned into things that the people who documented it didn't record it very well, but it was like fleshy horrors of teeth and...
She describes some Cronenberg shit.
And this is where, at the time, they worked out that the Jinn, for its own aims, needed to gather the 1,000,000 souls. But it was an ancient city that did not really have that many citizens. It was like almost an impossible dream to find and gather that many souls. But in the modern cities, with so many people gathered together, it's almost like some end-of-the-world tier shit.
Does it imply anywhere what happens once it gets it?
It does
So?
specifically mention his aims. It says he wanted to summon his people.
Okay.
So I don't know whether that's more Jiaojin, specifically his family, or opening the gate to more
Higher realm. Hey, okay, so if they entrapped him, So I'm guessing this pile is not worth it at the moment because they would have had the stuff to defeat him back then, which would have been easier because he would have had less people around to make wishes for.
But-
Well, instead of entrapping someone, why wouldn't you dispose of them with this pile?
I don't know. Perhaps they were in a situation like us where they were not sure where the wishes that he had already granted would stay or not. They essentially just made their problem at the time a problem someone in the future would have to deal with.
Which
They
unfortunately
So
makes our time shorter because of the population.
I wasn't expecting anyone else. So I will just get the door.
So that would be a ringing from down the downstairs front door.
I'll be back. Go down the stairs. Hello?
Miss Burke?
Yes.
Devin Burke.
Yes.
United States Postal Service.
Strange delivery. The open door.
Hi. Are you, Bevan Burke?
Yes.
Like, can you prove that?
Wallet. ID. Oh, press pass.
Wow, you have no idea how amazing this is. Here. We've had this in our office for about 15 years. It was specific instructions to deliver it to you exactly now.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
He wants to know what's in it so
Of course he does.
Tip. I'll just take this back to me.
What?
Shake, shake, shake.
It's an envelope.
Oh.
A rattling envelope. Awesome.
Oh, thank you for your service. Close and fade. Send back upstairs. I got a letter.
At this hour?
Yes. I think it's mentioned to bring it to me now, and it was been in the care of the Postal Service for 15 years.
Oh, hold on.
How diligent of them.
What?
Well,
The ominous.
well, think about it. They haven't been able to find you beforehand. They know exactly where you are. This is delivered from the past.
I'm half expecting this is something Thomas is responsible for.
Who knows? It's
What's the writing? Is it the same as the writing on the other letters?
Is there any writing on the front?
Well, they have the address.
No.
It's got an old spidery hand.
No, it's different writing from Thomas's.
So it may not be Thomas.
Apparently
well.
so.
I mean,
Do you
just
do you just
read
want
it?
me to continue with the brief?
No, there's a reason you've
Yeah.
got this at this time.
It could be destiny.
Okay, well, I'll open it on the balcony. That way, if it's like poison gas or something.
Can you check to see if there's any spells on it?
Alright.
That worked exactly like I hoped it would.
Alright. Alright. Detect magic on the piece of paper.
It's normal paper.
It is undoubtedly paper inside an envelope.
Hey,
Backfire.
we don't know. Like again,
Right, well, I'll be right back. Steps out through the dining room where all the books are, and everybody is out into the balcony outside, and it's just like, pop seal. Paper.
Miss Burke, no doubt by this time your research will be complete, as will no doubt mine. It would be beneficial for you to come by the academy.
Looks back in.
If I'm mistaken, I'm going to look like a fool. Please don't read this bit out loud.
Professor Torias has invited us to visit him 15 years ago.
yeah. Okay, I understand that now.
How did I even know your name?
That makes more sense now. Like,
it does.
I was 3 when this was written.
yeah, remember he explained. He sees points in the pattern.
That does not explain knowing a specific name.
Well, yes. Apparently, we have to go down to the academy to those kind of points. But just the options I've discovered is we could pursue the route of maybe we could make a Ring of Solomon. It's brass and copper. It doesn't sound like it would be that hard to fabricate another one, but who knows if it has the same enchantment if it's not created by a god.
Again, as you said, he's not a god.
No, the Ring of Solomon, the original thing, was apparently bestowed by the Archangel Michael to Solomon. But the symbology itself is still valid. It's a Star of David, so effectively a pentagram for one other dimension.
I know where we could get copper and brass, but what are the other options?
The other options are to rebuild the statues and try and pursue whatever method that was originally slated to seal them, or we attempt to end the situation and not foist it off on future generations again through either killing him or getting him to stop what he's doing.
I think he needs to be stopped because if he's this close to getting it, and he could be like...
And the last option is just something... I'm not sure if it's right, but I suspect maybe to contain... Just from what has been said, where he foisted this problem off on the future, and it was the best their craftsmen can make, the wisest their incantation. If I were to have done this, and I were put in this position, whoever broke the statue, I would assume to be more powerful than our craftsmen. So the next container to hold the djinn, the next prison, would probably be based on them.
That's what I was thinking too.
I might get that device. That won't melt.
So if when he suggested there was a power Soviet had over him, it might be that the next prison that
next
can hold
containment
him is in her image.
Or made by her.
And none of us, I think, are craftsmen enough to craft a statue, except Soviet mentioned she could make a statue of ice. Ice is not very durable, so I need to find a way to make ice stronger. If that is the way we
prefer
go.
to destroy him if we can.
Those are all of the methods I've come up with, and now clearly we need to speak to Professor Torias.
I was going to say, Professor Torias has got additional information, so I think making a choice now is pointless until we have
I
everything
have
we
spent
can
weeks poring through these books to find this. I just wanted you to hear it and me to have to stop, not have to keep reading all of these books. I'm dreaming of these things now.
get. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
You have 20 years of magical training. You could have helped me read books.
She's not wrong.
If you'd asked me to, I would have.
She's not wrong.
And I've got magical training as well.
Yeah, if he's tarot, then he can...
Will you stop trying to fuck team members?
It's a character flaw of the
It-
player character.
NPCs only. Oh, and hot ones only. Ugly people do not deserve love.
Sandra's hot.
Yeah, I know.
He's not hot, but he's not ugly.
He's HAWT.
No. He's destined to die alone. Anyway, let's. So you're on your way. Let's stop here. Order food. Save this chunk so I don't have to sit here for 3 hours waiting for it to save. Welcome back, gamers! You have arrived at the Morningwood Academy. It's dark and quiet.
In costume this time.
Changed in the back of George.
You approach the library, blissfully unaware and not looking around at all.
But it was look around.
Not even for a wumpy wumperson who wants to wumpa wumpus woo!
Natural
No.
20.
I got the opposite of that, so I don't see a goddamn thing.
You see nervous teens looking at you from the bushes.
You see those in the bushes?
Well, no.
Is that not where teens normally hang out?
No.
They're probably just doing, you know...
No? What?
What?
You know,
No?
in the bushes together, like...
They're staring at us.
Oh, I can't see. It's too dark.
Anyway, we wouldn't use these ones out the front of the faculty.
Faulty.
How late is it?
I don't know, like, how long did your endless conversation with Bevan take?
Evening.
Yeah, it's early evening. Who's that in the bush rustling? Who's that rustling there? Wanna wump them, wumpy?
Well, myself soon.
We don't need to
Wump them, wumpers, woo!
Ages later.
I'll watch them.
Please, wumper wump! Engelbert Wumperdink! Be some wumpa lumpers wumpity woo!
I'm on your side now, Uber Rocket. Take me away.
Come, Wumpy.
This is my new dog. Dog, why didn't you come and save me?
Who's that goose stepping over there? Okay, so you stare awkwardly at the teen bush for a while.
No, I was saying I was
And then-
watching it as we walk past, as we
You arrive at the library.
at the library.
Liberian.
This is all your fault, Brendan.
Am I?
You go inside the library.
Yes.
You clomp echoingly inside the library with your big, awkward, and coordinated handicap footsteps. Chief Break Everything, of course. He's very quiet on his feet, unless he's a lumbering big buffalo.
No, I don't need to be a buffalo in the library. But I think I do need to carve the extra letter back into the label. And on the faulty as well.
No, that's intended.
Janet has to come out and replace it with another broken one.
Bevan glides along like a graceful, sleepy cat, bumbling into shelves, making noise. And Soviet's there too.
Man, boy, I can't do that.
Can't you work more quietly?
The gamer
How?
responds by going, rumba rumba snort. Waiting for you in the middle area with books and desks is an old man.
Hello, Professor Torres.
Your timing is good.
We got
You're
the
fortunate. I didn't send that.
Yet?
Ever.
Oh, and who sent it?
That's not important. I have some... I have some research.
Mr. Taraya,
Oh yes, your timing is quite fortuitous.
you're drifting off. You had information?
I did. What would you like to know?
What did you find out about?
So much it would take all the night to explain it and more.
How do we defeat him?
You don't.
So we have to trap him.
The one who released him, the rubber of the lamp, as you would, gets 3 wishes, which he needs to grant in order to claim the 1,000,000 souls and bring the entirety of his race into this world. That's what he needs.
Is there any stipulations on what the wisher can wish for?
No, but he is not required to grant any given wish.
So as long as I don't wish for anything, he can never succeed?
But he will torment you until you do.
and continue taking
And
souls.
continue taking other people's souls and stealing other people's skins so he can disguise himself. Maybe he is a woman behind a counter who says, "Can I get you anything, Han?" And you're like, "Yeah, some eggs, please," and then that's a wish.
Is there any way for me to tell if I've already wished for something and didn't even know?
Not likely.
And there's no way to. No, there's no way to get.
I'm trying to gather all this information from very old texts. Of course, this is all rather moot. It is a mutant, obviously, who is styling himself along these lines. These things I have found will give you guidelines on how they will act. No doubt they will come for you, and then you can shoot him and kill him, or whatever it is you do with mutants.
You don't believe it's an actual Daojin?
Of course I don't. Magic isn't real. That's for television.
So it's a mutant that has. It's so close. They might have a. They might know more about their history than we do, and
It's possible.
yeah, one that's lived for a very long time. Yes.
Possibly. Who knows
Well-
with mutants?
Mutants can only. I mean, unless time travel's involved.
No,
Mutants
like mutancy isn't just a new thing.
Well, it kind of is. There've been no recorded.
The first mutant only appeared in the 30s.
Yeah.
Okay, off the point.
Bevan, does this enlighten you in any way based on what your research did? At least, you know.
Well, an iron weapon would still work regardless of its human mutant.
Was there anything in the text on how he was trapped first time?
Yes, actually, there's a couple of conflicting reports, but basing what I've learned on other texts from the time, I've managed to weed out what I believe will be the actual legend. Wherein Amor's Mazda, the king of the time, had a court magician, or actually more likely a vizier of some sort, who brought his lord a wondrous thing, a gem, a trinket, an object of wonder. The Jinn came forth from it, and the king, Amor Mazda, wished to show his people wonders, and so it did, by tormenting the people and turning them into grotesque horrors. The details are not well recorded. Then, in order to stop it, Mazda was to make a second wish, but his vizier stopped him, as it would be only fulfilling his objectives. It is unclear how, but the court magician then returned him to the gem and undid all of the damage. But it's not clear how. It's no legend.
Yep. But so he was actually trapped in the gem, not the statue. Why?
I've given to understand that the term gem was more of a, in that language, was more of an object of worth.
A treasure.
A trinket.
Treasure.
Yeah.
As in asp, for Cleopatra, actually did not mean a literal asp, but a snake.
Yes.
And apple once was just a term for fruit. It is evident that whatever the object was, it is this statue of Mazda. Why it was originally in a statue of this man, I do not know.
Did some say it was the king's shadow?
Oh, that's highly unlikely. It would have been the god legend of Mazda, where he was a regional god figure who was also in his shadow was the evil, so he was engaged in a constant war of himself. Not very likely. It doesn't conform neatly with the other types of legend at the time. It's not very likely.
If we have to trap him somehow in the statue, they likely still have its parts at the museum.
No,
Maybe
they
it
would have
could
sent,
be-
they would have sent those parts back.
Maybe. When was it
Assuming
broken? It was like
Been a while now.
it's been-
It's been months.
Mm.
Um, anything else you can think to ask?
Not really. I've been pursuing some of the same lines, looking through all of those books and revelations with what he's told me, but I can't think of a way to fix this. The news that you have three wishes. He doesn't have to grant is entirely new to me.
Well, no, we've always known that he doesn't have to grant the wishes. Because there's times that he won't do it.
In fact, when I came across him
If he
in the
has any
museum,
actual power, I would just wish that the statue was never broken.
he
But
can
again, he
refuse
can
that.
refuse that.
I brought that up in the museum when he was posing as the curator of
Okay.
the exhibit.
I would find a way to make that happen that you wouldn't necessarily automatically know about.
Well, that's what I was wondering at the time afterwards. If we can somehow,
Like if the person who broke the statue was dead.
yeah, already considered that one too.
That's a good plan. But of course, if he had any actual ability to reset events, then it'd be a lot more dangerous than just a mutant who has some kind of ability entrustment power. Excuse me, I'm very tired. I must leave.
Of course,
Thank you for this. We'll leave.
Should we go back to your place again, Devon? Or
waved to the kids in the
I mean,
bushes.
you've got all the books there, I guess. So.
But he's already shut down a bunch of those
Yeah.
theories. I don't know if there's anything further helpful there.
Hey, if shutting down some of the things also means narrowing down our options, that's also a good thing in some way.
The kid's still in the bush.
Yes.
We'll just get in the car and we'll decide where we want to go then.
You're heading towards the car in your superhero outfits, and you get in. When around the corner,
Let's go, George.
nothing comes. Very good. Where are we let's going to?
Do you want to go back to the your house or off to the base?
Why not
Probably.
lie out in the back seat and have a little nap?
No,
Rest your weary head.
not eating Spectra.
But she's so delectable. Look at it.
It's probably better to not be seen around my building in superhero outfits.
The base it is.
Hmm.
Please, George.
Very good.
Go outside.
I think
The base is warm.
I'll go see if River's there tonight.
Yep. She's playing video game on computer.
Hey, River.
I have made the wearing headset gesture.
I can see that.
No, I'm saying that for the listeners.
No, I'm saying to her.
She's not making the gesture.
She's
She is wearing headphones.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
She got the bed still set up in the back.
Yeah, the medical room is still basically set up like a little apartment.